Hey everybody, welcome back. I just did my football picks and I realized I forgot a game. I forgot, darn it. Seahawks at San Francisco. I've got San Francisco up by 3 in that game. Anyways, we are here this time to talk about the Bears. So, fuck it. Let's talk about them. Anybody knows I'm the biggest Bears fan on earth. But I wanted to talk about what might happen this weekend. So, Danny Trevathan might be coming back, that's a good addition to that defense. He's fast. I guess it depends what year you're looking at with him. Kind of spotty, but he's fast, and when he gets there, he's good. When he gets past those offensive linemen, especially when the other team isn't using max protection, he's very good on the outside. Robert Quinn last week had, I believe, 2.5 sacks. Maybe it was 1.5. Against Cleveland, so he got to Baker Mayfield, and Robert Quinn has been really quiet for the Bears ever since they signed him. Fans were getting restless. He put on a great performance against Cleveland. Like to see more of that against Detroit this weekend. He had 2 sacks in Cincinnati, half a sack in LA. He's starting off this year a lot better than I think his entire year last year. Last year, it was awful. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, what a waste of money. Fuck that. But so far, doing well. I mean, he's doing better than Khalil Mack, who had 2 sacks against Cleveland, 1 sack against Cincinnati, and no sacks against LA. Mack missed practice with his foot. He got hurt in the Cleveland game. I think someone cleated him in his foot, not on purpose. I think these guys just step on each other's foot or feet. And I think he just isn't feeling well. Like I said, he's missed, I believe, 2 straight practices. I don't know if he'll play this weekend. If he doesn't, I think Trevathan or Quinn is going to pick up the slack for him. Hopefully Quinn can stay on the roll that he's on. Roquan Smith, another one of our linebackers, only has 1 sack in Cincinnati. Hang on. Lighting up my morning cigarette. So Roquan not off to a good start, but I do see Roquan running down wide receivers. Why is he running down wide receivers? He should not be doing that. He shouldn't be in the secondary. That's really not his job. So moving on to the, Eddie Goldman was full practice. But for some reason, Eddie Goldman finds a way to not play. I think he's thinking about retirement, and I think the Bears need to sit down and have a conversation with him because he seems good to go every weekend. He played 1 preseason game. He hasn't played since then. And he's very flighty. And I don't know what they're going to do about him. I think they really need to sit down, have a conversation with him, and just say, dude, what do you want to do? This is getting old, and you can't sit out the whole season for all this money. So either go out there and get yourself hurt so you can sit down all season, or play. That's your job. Not to be insensitive, but you signed up for this. You're getting paid millions of dollars. Get out there and do your fucking job. I don't know. There could be some mental issues there, but like some Everson Griffin stuff. Griffith or Griffin? I can't remember. Got some of that stuff going on. Who knows? But he needs to talk. They need to talk to him and sit him down and find out what's going on. Now, if we talk about, let's go on the offensive side of the ball. Jimmy Graham. Why are they not throwing to Jimmy fucking Graham? The guy catches almost anything in the vicinity of where he's thrown. And I know they use him a lot in the red zone. He's good for the touchdown, but he's your best tight end. You need to get out there and throw him that ball at least 8 to 10 times. He needs to be targeted, at least 10 times. And not just red zone play. It's just ridiculous. You have this great player, and now he's unhappy and doesn't want to be in Chicago anymore. So what do? You punish him? Put him on the sideline for pretty much the whole fucking game? Sorry, I needed a sip of my coffee. And it's just ridiculous. He's such a great player, and you're not using his talents. And that, to me, is ridiculous. The only thing I can think of is that he's an asshole in the locker room, maybe doesn't play well with others, but I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, from what I hear, he's like a good dude, but who knows? You never know what's going on behind the scenes. And then we move to the running game. So David Montgomery is not getting what he needs. He did against the Rams. Got 108 rushing yards against the Rams. And I need to have more games like that. That's the LA Rams. That's a team that is kicking ass right now. So, he only had 34 against Cleveland. He only had 61 against Cincinnati. I want to see more 100-plus yard games out of him. He's a workhorse. He's not a downhill runner, but he's powerful. He can drag a few people with him. Now, offensive line, Justin Peters and Ifedi, they are just not getting anything done. Justin Peters, he's a good leader out there, and he should be helping that offense out, and he's just not. I mean, he's shoving people away from Justin Fields, but he's also letting people just blow right past him. And Jermaine Ifedi, I think that's his first name, he's just letting everybody by. It's like a free-for-all with him. Target him, and you're getting to the quarterback. That's just put a fucking stamp on that envelope and mail it, because he's mailed it in, that's for sure. He's just not getting any better, and he's just getting worse, and it's terrible. I mean, his play is just terrible. Like I said, in the offensive line's defense is they weren't used as max protection, but it doesn't matter, man. You need to make those blocks. You need to give your quarterback more than 0.78 seconds to throw the ball. It's just not fair to whoever's quarterbacking. It seems to me like they gave Andy Dalton max protection, and he's not a mobile quarterback. He's another pocket passer. He can roll out. He's really good when he rolls out too. As for the quarterback situation, I don't want to see Justin Fields. He's not ready. He looks like a deer in headlights out there, and I know a bunch of people, Bears fans, are going to disagree with me because they think he's the savior, he's the future. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time a quarterback from Ohio State done anything? And you can't use that backup bullshit. I'm not talking about backup quarterbacks. I'm talking about starting quarterbacks. How far has an Ohio State quarterback brought anybody? Maybe to the playoffs. I don't remember. But most of them were just backups. They were like a Brady Quinn or a Matt Leinart. They were okay, but couldn't get you anywhere. And then they just started to suck. So I'm very skeptical about Ohio State quarterbacks. They seem to produce everything else good, but not quarterbacks. The kid's got talent. There's no questioning that. But the talent is more in his legs. He's got a huge arm, and he just isn't getting it done. I get that you don't have enough time to throw. You barely have enough time to think and scan downfield, and do your check downs and your reads and stuff. But then at that point, start running the ball more. Eventually, Montgomery's going to break one. 68 yards, whole yards against Cleveland with a 41.3 passer rating. Ouch. That sucks. Against Cincinnati, 60 yards, 27.7 passer, rating. Now, to be fair, he came in at the end of the game when Dalton got hurt with the knee. And if he doesn't run for that first down towards the end of the game, I don't think the Bears win that game, or at least Cincinnati ties it up. But I don't see the Bears winning that game if Fields saved that game. But when he came out, another situation where he looked like a deer in headlights. And I don't know, I just can't pull the trigger on that kid. I don't know what it is. He makes me nervous. And Dalton, he looked shaky against the Rams. He was looking great against Cincinnati. And I thought to myself, oh, all right, he's figuring this offense out. And maybe we have something here. Not a Super Bowl quarterback, but we have him good enough to make the playoffs. I mean, he was so good in Cincinnati. Before he got hurt in Dallas, he wasn't doing too bad. But, and Fields had 10 yards against the Rams, and I think, did they put him in to run, I think, or make one pass, 87.5, rating, best game for him. I feel so bad for the kid, but, unfortunately, dude, you went to Ohio State. They produce great college quarterbacks, but they just can't seem to pull it over to the NFL. He looks scared. And you can't show fear in this league. And Mac Jones, I think, was the most... sorry about that. My cat is scratching on something. I need her to stop. Mac Jones was the most NFL ready, I think. And that's who I wanted in the draft. Because, like I said, I'm very skeptical about Ohio State quarterbacks. It's like, what have you done for me lately? Ohio State's a great school. Great Big Ten school. Justin Fields was undefeated at home for Ohio. So this isn't something that he's used to. So I don't know if I want that kid coming out and being my quarterback after being deflated like that. Roquan Smith on the other side also has only 1 sack this year, and he did really well last year, and he's off to a slow start. You have Allen Robinson. Stop overthrowing him or throwing behind him. You need to hit a guy in stride. That's what you were good at Ohio State. He was more known for his running, like I said, RPO quarterback. And, he's mobile, but he's not ready. And, Darnell Mooney's out with a groin injury. I don't know if he'll play this weekend, but he's fast. He's someone who could catch the ball, in stride and far down the field because he's so fast. And he could torch your secondary because he's so fast. But, and you're not utilizing your tight ends. Like I said, Jimmy Graham, try different looks. Jesse James. You're throwing to Cole Kmet. He's getting, 5 yards? And there's Jasper Horsted. I don't know if they moved him to the practice squad or what, but he caught almost everything thrown to him in the preseason. Why not throw him in on a couple plays? I don't understand that. But to wrap it up, I think Matt Nagy needs to give up play calling. I mean, he reminds me of like a PJ Fleck, a real rah-rah coach, inning good on his players, tries to be upbeat, but also he needs to take responsibility for his shitty play calling. And he keeps saying, we did this. No, man, you did. You need to fix this. And if you can't, then we need to find somebody else who can. So you need to turn it around now. Otherwise, your season's gone and your job is gone. I think his job should be gone anyways, but who knows? I guess we'll see. But I think I did a good job today. And you guys did too. So have a good one.